How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and today is going to be an informational video. We're going to be learning about the early signs and symptoms of autism, especially in children. There are some really cool statistics, or not cool, but interesting statistics in here. Things that I had no idea about before reading this. So we're going to get into this article. I hope you'll learn a lot from it as I have. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications because I have a very inconsistent schedule. I post whenever I can, but being a college student with all that work, that's not much. But without further ado, let's get into this very important article. So this article is from children's.com, and the category is health wellness. It says the signs of autism can show up early, even during infancy. While some children may have symptoms of autism at 6 months old, others will be symptom-free until they are almost 2 years old. And that was the case for me. I didn't have any symptoms until I was about 2.5. Before then I had all the developmental, I was hitting all those developmental goals. Most children begin showing symptoms before the age of 3. And that was the case for me as well. Patricia Evans, a PhD, professor of pediatrics, neurology, and psychiatry, director of the Neurodevelopmental Disabilities Residency and Clinical Programs at University of Texas, and clinical co-director for the Center of Autism and Developmental Disabilities at Children's Health. She's got a lot of qualifications. Says parents can be on the lookout for signs of an autism spectrum disorder. Autistic behaviors and symptoms may fall into categories such as social difficulties, communication challenges, unusual behaviors or interests, and basically shows what we should do about that. So going on to social difficulties. All children with autism have social difficulties, though they can vary greatly. Signs may include avoiding eye contact or not looking at people. That is a very common one. I have that myself. Not responding to their name before the age of 1. Trouble understanding and talking about emotions. Avoiding cuddling or hugging. That's also a thing for me. Appearing not to hear when others speak to them. And not understanding how to interact with others. Those 3 things that I mentioned are very relatable. Dr. Evans says even infants can show social difficulties. Babies who don't smile or who aren't socially smiling show one of the earliest indicators that there might be something off, says Dr. Evans. Other signs might include when babies don't like to be cuddled or they can't be confronted. Along with social difficulties, autistic children often have trouble communicating. Signs of communication challenges can include delayed speech or language skills, repeating the same words over and over, not answering questions or giving unrelated answers, use of strange tones in their voice such as flat tone or sing-songy tone, no use of gestures or pointing to communicate. This is something that I've struggled with, all of these actually. So, Dr. Evans says many parents receive some misinformation about autistic symptoms in boys. There is a common myth that boys don't speak as early as little girls, says Dr. Evans, but little boys who aren't speaking should be assessed for hearing, autism, and seizures. Every time you have a child not developing language as they should, you have an immediate red flag. So, moving on to unusual behaviors and interests. Children with autism may also act strangely. They may have different interests or behaviors, including obsessive interest in certain objects or items, being more interested in objects than people, strong reaction to sensation like sound, smells, tastes, or textures, getting upset by changes to their routine environment, and repetitive emotions like flapping their hands or rocking back and forth. I also have experienced all of these. Dr. Evans says many autistic children may also show signs of anxiety, especially when faced with new situations. An autistic child just wants to do the same thing, says Dr. Evans. He is overwhelmed by new things. Anxiety gets worse if you stress out the person with autism. So if you guys are parents of children with autism or have a younger brother or sister, these are some things you can do if they show symptoms of this. If you're concerned your child has autism, you should make an appointment with your pediatrician. Autism is diagnosed through watching your child's behavior. Your pediatrician can identify signs that may mean your child has autism and refer you to a pediatric neurologist who specializes in it. Your pediatrician may also identify signs of autism during a well baby check. Dr. Evans encourages patients never to miss a well baby check, which can be critical to keeping an eye on your baby's health, growth, and development. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe, because I do post content at least once a week. I can guarantee that for you guys. And yeah, I'm going to see you whenever I'm able to upload. See you guys.